The following is a presentation of the Arizona Cardinals Broadcast Network. Coming up on Cardinals Birdwatch, Paul and Dani are here with the very latest from Cardinals HQ. We take you behind the scenes at the NFL Combine with exclusive access and insight. Plus, a major milestone for the organization as we break ground on the brand new team facility. It's all happening right now on Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek.
All right, we all know how crazy busy Arizona is this time of year, right? With all the traffic and the snowbirds. But no, we're talking about the Redbirds. The Cardinals right now, busier than ever on multiple fronts. Think about this past week. You have the groundbreaking. You have the Combine going on, right? Cardinals Climb. So this is our nonstop, on a hop edition of Cardinals Birdwatch. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Paul Calvisi. Dani Sureck right around the corner. But you know what? Let's start by naming some other names. How about the Cardinals assistant coaches, all hired by new head coach Mike LaFleur?
We'll build this thing. We're not going to be Green Bay. We're not going to be the Rams. We're not going to be the Niners. We're going to be us, whatever us becomes.
All right, that's Coach LaFleur right there. Sort of a big picture statement on where the Big Red is going, right? As for the who, well, he named his three coordinators. Let's start with a familiar name. Someone LaFleur knows real well, battled him the last 3 years with the Rams. We're talking about Cardinals defensive coordinator Nick Rawlis, who stays on staff.
You felt like you knew him well, and I always, like I stated in that opening press conference, there were some great battles, and being able to get to know him through this process, we had very honest and open dialogue, and I like what I heard. This he's a stud, and his best days are totally in front of him, and I know it's just a great fit for us.
We've talked about the 6 games we had the past 3 years, which has kind of been an awesome experience, being able to share kind of the thoughts behind all those games and kind of see the evolution of both his offense and then our defense throughout that time. He's got a really good memory, I'll say that, because I'm not going to lie, sometimes I'm in there like, oh, yeah, that play. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Play 34, yep, the second quarter. And, it's unbelievable. I think he remembers every single play going back 5 years ago.
All right, so a lot of in-depth conversations there. Now, going back more than 5 years, you'd be talking about the relationship between LaFleur and his new offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, who's best known for his work with quarterbacks.
So I think for me, it's always been about that relationship with them, because there's so many ups and downs. They have to have something steady, and they have to have a foundation that they can believe in and know that you're always going to be there with them and for them. That's the key, because you want them to have, as I've always said, as my father used to tell me, is they have to have a can't stop me mentality, no matter what the situation is.
He's been very successful. He's very thought of, particularly within our profession, and there's not if you guys believe one thing from this press conference, it is literally, I wanted him and nobody else, and he's here.
Definitive, to say the least, about hiring OC Nathaniel Hackett. What about special teams? Well, the new coordinator, they say they call him Goby. Michael Gobriel spent the last 5 years in New York, most recently with the Giants.
Really excited to get to know the players. It's just, this really feels like an infectious fan base that wants to win, and we're going to exhaust every resource to be able to do that.
He's just active. He's out there. He's coaching his butt off with these guys. They buy into it, and for us to have that opportunity to grab him, coming out of New York, was huge for us.
That special teams is a purest form of football. In a special teams, whatever unit you're coaching, you're doing things that you do on offense and defense, and that's part of my job, is to create some similarities to some players that may not have experience doing it, especially when you're talking about the transition from college to professional.
And there's no easy transition, no segue to convey our profound sadness around the news this past week that former Cardinals receiver Rondale Moore has passed away at age 25, far too soon. Just the sheer outpouring of support from his former Cardinals teammates illustrating the degree to which they held Rondale Moore in such high regard. As the Cardinals released in a statement, we are heartbroken and devastated. And remember, when it comes to mental health, if you or someone you know needs support, you can always call 988.
Cardinals Birdwatch is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. What does that mean? Well, consider this your crash course. For 1 week, all aspects of the NFL are represented and come together. General managers, coaches, scouts, and media to interact with and evaluate more than 300 draft prospects. Let's take a deeper dive at what really goes down in Indy. We're inside the Cardinals interview suite inside Lucas Oil Stadium. All 32 teams have their own. This is where general managers, scouts, and head coaches conduct formal one-on-one interviews with prospects they request to speak with. They'll do dozens of these throughout the week. Each one lasts 20 minutes, and that's a hard count with a big countdown on the monitor behind me that goes from green to red to let you know you're running out of time. This is where things get serious. Some of the questions are more relaxed to get to know the player's personality. This is really where a team can get a good idea on a player's maturity level and football IQ. Sometimes they'll go over college tape with a player. Others, they'll draw down a play on the whiteboard and see how a player would respond. This is the first opportunity the coaches get to interact with these players, and first impressions matter. The Cardinals like to make this space their own, decorating with pictures. They have some gear to hand out to prospects and a wide array of snacks to make sure everybody is full and happy. On the other side of the glass are the seats the Cardinals staff will sit in while they watch the drills that go down on the field inside Lucas Oil Stadium. This is the field inside Lucas Oil Stadium where athletic performance is measured. The 40-yard dash, vertical jump, and three-cone drill all take place here. For some players, a great run or jump can change their draft stock. Teams have been evaluating players for months. This is an opportunity to validate what they've learned throughout this process. This is the walkway that connects the convention center, where measurements and media takes place, into the stadium for formal interviews and on-field drills. As much as this week is about evaluating players, it's also about socializing and networking. Every single player, coach, and general manager will walk this hallway, and you never know who you're going to run into. This is the media center. Every general manager, head coach, and player will speak at a podium and field questions from local and national reporters. Some even go directly to a stage and are interviewed for a national TV or radio broadcast. For players, it's another opportunity to showcase their personality and football knowledge and their ability to handle tough questions from the media. From the field to the podium and behind closed doors, every interaction matters. While this week won't necessarily make or break a player's future in the NFL, it does make an impact. For teams like the Cardinals, this week helps shape the future.
Still ahead, the shovels have officially hit the ground as we celebrate the groundbreaking of the new team headquarters. More coming up on Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek. The segment is presented by SeatGeek, official primary ticketing partner of the Arizona Cardinals.
What if we said that this soon-to-be-developed tract of land, this site here at the 101 and Scottsdale Road, will become the Arizona Cardinals' new world-class performance center? Believe it, circa 2028. Hey, welcome back into Cardinals Birdwatch, everyone. I'm Paul Calvisi. Prime location, premier property. It's a tract of land that team owner Michael Bidwell told the media the Cardinals have had their eye on for nearly a decade. And the vision isn't just a world-class football facility, although that's straight ahead. We're talking a vision where this site, over 200 acres, becomes an economic engine for the city of Phoenix. Retail, residential, restaurants. The game plan is to build something iconic. And you can't get started until you break out the shovels, and you gotta break ground.
It's a lot of land, so the vision could be, as big as you want, but it just shows, how much Michael cares about us and the success of this team.
It's a momentous day in the Cardinals' history, the city of Phoenix, the Valley, and the state of Arizona. Like our game day game plans and our draft day draft plans, we kind of kept our cards close to the vest as we looked at this piece of property. There's not a better piece of property in the state of Arizona than right here at the 101 and Scottsdale Road in the city of Phoenix.
We're just very excited for the opportunity and also just blessed that Michael invests into the future of the players. Like I said, this is a great opportunity, and I appreciate you guys for being here. And thanks again, Michael, and everyone who is putting in the work to build this.
I believe that this is going to be one of the most consequential and positive developments that's built in this decade for the state of Arizona. And we're going to do everything we can do to maximize the return for the city of Phoenix and for the greater Phoenix area and for the state of Arizona.
I mean, you talk about exciting. Time to break out the old crystal football, if you will, and project into the future what's coming. It's really simple, but really ambitious. The Cardinals' vision is to, quote, set a new standard. Remember the economic impact the State Farm Stadium has had over the past 20 plus years, more than $6 billion. And in terms of football, how about 3 natural grass outdoor fields, an indoor field house with a full-size indoor field, modern locker rooms, all the state-of-the-art amenities for the players. In short, high impact, high visibility.
Stay with us. You're watching Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek. This segment is sponsored by Desert Financial Credit Union, official banking partner of the Arizona Cardinals.
Tough, smart, and love the game. You know, I mean, so there's obviously a foundational, fundamental aspect. Like they got to have a baseline of talent, depending on what position. But you know, are they tough? Are they smart? Like, can they handle what we're asking them to do? And do they absolutely love it? And, you know, those are things that I do think in 18 minutes you can find out a little bit, not all of it. I think the tape speaks for itself. I think your tape is your resume. But, again, you get kind of that next notch, I guess you will, you know, through this process. And then when we get to our 30 visits and stuff like that. So if they have those 3 things, I think that's, you know, fundamental.
Mike LaFleur at the podium earlier this week on the type of players he wants to bring to Arizona. As we welcome you back into Cardinals Birdwatch from the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis, I'm Dani Sureck. LaFleur wanted to come to Indy this week, first time as a head coach, because it was important for him to get face-to-face interactions with potential players for his team. We're currently in the media hub inside the convention center, where there are more than hundreds of local and national reporters. We had a chance to talk with some national reporters on their thoughts on the hiring of LaFleur, as well as the possibilities for the Cardinals with the 3rd overall pick. The hiring of Mike LaFleur, what are your thoughts on that and what he can bring to this Cardinals offense and the Valley?
Mike LaFleur is a really bright young coach. He's had a lot of experience for somebody at this stage in his career. Has had some adversity that he's had to work through, including the Jets stint, but really, really sharp with offense. He's a great guy. He's a little different than his brother, but they got some similar types of characteristics. You know, for what the Cardinals need, you needed a fresh voice. You need, frankly, you know, to have somebody in place. Mike certainly has a strong history on that side of the ball, and I think that it's a really logical and good fit.
So to me, having a really defined and winning, we've seen so many coaches in this coaching tree all be winners. This is a philosophy that has proven that it works. It's modern. It's now. It's here. So I think that's one of the biggest assets that he brings to the table.
And another step in that is the draft at the end of April. Cardinals have a lot of opportunities at the 3rd overall pick, especially with not a lot of quarterbacks expected to go. What are the possibilities for them?
I like the right tackles early in that draft spot, number 3 overall. 2 names to keep an eye on. Certainly CeCe Mauigoa from Miami, a player who's just unbelievably steady for them this past season. A rock for that team that made the national championship game. They might have 4 offensive linemen drafted, but he was certainly the best of that bunch. And then Spencer Fano from Utah, one of 2 Utah offensive tackles, is going to get drafted pretty high. Very athletic player, would be a perfect fit if they decide to lean into a zone running scheme. Doesn't have unbelievable off-the-chart size, but so fluid. So consistent this past year for Utah, faced some big-time competition as well. So those would be a couple of names to help fortify the offensive line.
Well, you know I'm going to go trenches. It's either going to be a pass rusher, because I almost don't think you can have too many of those, or an offensive lineman. I have said that I like Francis Mauigoa out of Miami, but ultimately he's only 20 years old, which is one of the advantages that some of these guys have. Remember, this is a weird draft with the NIL and transfer portal all kind of happening at the same time. So they're like 23-year-olds and 20-year-olds, but Mauigoa, he's 6'6", and he's going to probably measure over that. 20 years old, so a prospect that could be a Cardinal for a really long time. But on the other side, you could also get a really nice pass rusher. This could be an asset that obviously you're not paying a lot of money for a rookie contract for one of the premier positions at edge rusher, so you can almost never have too many of them.
It's no secret, coaches who have coached under Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan have gone on to have success as first-time head coaches. The sentiment from national reporters is they feel LaFleur is poised for similar success in Arizona. When it comes to the possibilities with the 3rd overall pick, especially in a non-quarterback heavy draft class, the possibilities are truly endless for the Cardinals.
Coming up, the inaugural Cardinals Climb was a day to remember. We recap the excitement, the energy, and the impact. That's next on Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek. Welcome back to Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek. This segment is presented by AM/PM.
Hey Cardinals fans, Larry Fitzgerald Jr. here. I'm honored to be a part of the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class. Please come celebrate this incredible moment with me in Canton, Ohio this August. For more information, visit fitzhoftrip.com to reserve your spot and be a part of an unforgettable weekend.
I mean, you want memorable moments? We can go via Cardinals Premier Travel. You talk about Fitz 2026, and it's all inclusive. Going to Canton, you got to check out all the travel packages. Go to fitzhoftrip.com. Now, you know where we just saw Larry and fellow Hall of Famer Kurt Warner? At Cardinals Climb. In fact, we saw over 3,500 participants, over 200 teams, more than $2 million raised. Unreal, absolutely outstanding for a first-year event. But beyond the numbers, you had the vibes, the positive energy of a community coming together to support those with special needs. In fact, you know what? We all got together, time to climb, on a Saturday morning.
This is just the beginning. We're going to do much more. And our goal is to make sure that every family like ours has an opportunity to dream differently, to dream bigger, and to live a full life.
Let's make it a great day. Let's welcome our Grand Marshal, our inaugural Grand Marshal from the hit show Love on the Spectrum, David Eisenman.
Everyone all together. On the count of 3, we all shout, let's climb. Ready? 1, 2, 3, let's fly!
Congratulations on finishing the race. Go Cardinals. Go Cards.
So great, so well done by so many people on so many levels, right? I think a lot of us are still on a natural high of sorts, just being part of the community, coming together on behalf of those with special needs from the beginning all the way through the after party. You had Switchfoot and the headliner, Gavin DeGraw. I think it's safe to say a tradition has been born. And guess what? You can still donate. Go to cardinalsclimb.com. The portal is still open through March 10th at cardinalsclimb.com. We'll see you next week on Cardinals Birdwatch.